Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the gym. It is your guy Boulanger. Up next, Ravens versus Giants. What can the Ravens gain from a win? Let's talk. As I begin to think about this game and preview this game, it really should be a game that ends up with a lopsided Ravens win, right? When you think about the Giants and what they're going to bring to the table on Sunday, the Giants are on their backup quarterback, actually the backup to the backup. They have a young budding star in Malik Neighbors at wide receiver who has some injury concerns. It's too late in the season with nothing to play for to kind of put him at risk. So will he play? That's a question mark. When you look at the defense, they have the middle of the defense unoccupied by their all everything interior lineman Dexter Lawrence, and then you have a up and coming defense at the second and third levels who oftentimes plays well. And it should be a lopsided victory. It should be a more than 15 to 21 point victory. Could the game be closer? Certainly. Will the Giants put up any resistance? Absolutely. But if the Ravens are who they are believed to be, we should win this game in a handily fashion. So if we should win in a big way, what do the Ravens have to gain from a win? Well, I think a win for the Ravens is more than just a 9-5 record. It's more than just a securing of a fifth seed. When I say secured, I'm not talking about it's locked up. I'm just saying being able to stay in that fifth position. I think it's more than that, right? I think this game in particular against the Giants is going to be a telltale sign if the coaches and the players did the work during the bye week. Was it just a vacation? Was it just a time to get away? Was it just a time to unplug? Yes, it should have been that. But did they do the work? Did they pull the game tape? Did they look at the plays? Did they look at the offensive line and the blocking schemes and see what could be improved? Did they look at the tight end play and the routes and the blocking and ask themselves, could it be improved? Did they look at the wide receiver routes and not only the routes, but the route concepts? And did they see things where they could be improved? Did they identify how they could create some natural rub routes and get guys open? Did they think about how to keep Zay Flowers plugged in as he is on a 1,000-yard pace for this season? Did they think about how to reintegrate Rashad Bateman, who's kind of fell out of favor since those big catches about 3 or 4 games ago? Have they talked about that? Have they talked about how to really reintegrate and emphasize Isaiah Likely's skill set in concert with Mark Andrews being on the field? Have they done that, right? I think a game like this will allow an opportunity for us to try some things and implement some things that we have not seen or found successful in the past. Have they decided to get rid of those toss sweeps to Zay Flowers and things like that? Have they decided to scrap the things that did not work and make sure they emphasize the things that have worked? Did they look at the Derrick Henry run plays and did they chart which ones were the most effective? Did they talk about and identify that the power out may be an option as the weather turns more cold, more frigid, and maybe even snowy or icy, right? Did they look at those things, right? I think that this is a game where it has the potential to be a catalyst for what the rest of the season looks like, right? The 13 games we played are behind us. We can't unwin games and we can't unlose games, right? That those things can't happen. So all we can do is take, or all they could have done was take what they've seen and what they've heard and what they've learned and reevaluate and reassess the things that need to happen down the stretch. And I think this game should offer that. It should not be a confidence booster for the Baltimore Ravens. Well, Boulanger, why should it be a confidence booster? Why? Well, here's your reason. A game where the Ravens are playing the backup to the backup. A game where some of the stalwarts for the Giants, they don't have many, but some of the stalwarts for the Giants are going to be out or there's questions about their health. A game where we come in the most healthy, a game that we come in off of a bye week should not be a game where we go into and struggle. If there's any struggle, that says to me that this team, from the coaches down, did not do the work necessary to improve. Let's keep moving. This game should say, hey, we're coming out and we're going to focus on being proficient in our execution. This game should be one of those games defensively where we keep building on some momentum that we had prior to the bye week. This is a game where we should see a reintegration of Michael Pierce. Maybe not on a full scale, but After being out 4 or 5 games, or 4 or 5 weeks rather, it should be an opportunity for Michael Pierce to get back into the trenches and make some noise and allow the rotation for him and Travis Jones, and keep a young Jones, who is super talented, fresh. It should be an opportunity for Calvin Noah, who had basically 3 weeks off. Well, basically, let's go 16, 17 days off from any kind of full contact, for him to come out in this game and be reinvigorated. It should be a game where Odafe Owe had time to kind of look at his moves, his inside moves, his outside moves, his transition from speed to power, and all those kind of things. Should be a reevaluation of that. It should be a time where we see a game plan for Tavius Robinson to become more involved, and see if we can get him off the ball a little quicker, into the passer a little quicker. It should be a time where Roquan Smith was able to take a step back and rest that body where he's been slamming into people. It should be a time where Trent Simpson should be a focal point on how to deploy his speed and his athleticism. It also should be a time where we focus on a plan B at the free safety position, just in case injury happens. Darius Washington has been a guy who has not played a full season in his entire career, and so we really need his availability for sure. We need him on the field. He's playing well beside Kyle Hamilton, but is Marcus Williams ready? Right? I know he's gonna be on this team next year. He's on the team now. He's getting paid now. There should be a level of reliability where he can step in if need be. Is Bo Braid, is he ready? Can he take some snaps if necessary? Is Nate Wiggins ready to make impact and get his first interception? All of these things are possibilities, and I think that if the bye week was truly a bye week for planning and implementation and strategizing, we should see a game where the Baltimore Ravens look dominant. Now, why am I emphasizing what I'm saying? Well, unfortunately, guys, we've been in games before where we did not beat teams we were better than. If you think back to the second game of the season, we were better than the Vegas Raiders. I always want to call them Oakland. We were better than them, but we lost. We were better than the Cleveland Browns, playing with a backup in Jameis Winston and having already traded away Amari Cooper. We were better than that team, but we lost. We were better than a Pittsburgh Steelers team that we held to only 6 field goals. We were better than that team, but we didn't get a job done. And so when you just kind of really look at the teams we've lost to and the way that we have lost this season, we've lost to teams that we were better than. This is one of those games. I think that if we come out and we play around, it could be a game where the backup to the backup could get hot and just start throwing it deep. And before you know it, we could be on our heels. Now, do I expect that? No. But if we come out and play around and not execute, it could absolutely happen. And this is going to be a game where we measure if we did the work that was necessary to get a win and build some momentum going down the stretch. So listen, let me know what you guys think this game means on Sunday to get a win against a struggling Giants team. I'm your guy Boulanger. This is the GM. I'm out.